Dad got a dog for his paralyzed son. What happened next left everyone stunned. In a quiet suburb of Portland, where neatly kept houses were surrounded by lush maple trees, Nathan Wright stood at the entrance of the city animal shelter. The August sun was heating the asphalt, but he barely noticed the warmth. Lost in thought. Today was his son Jess's first birthday, yet instead of the usual celebration, Nathan was looking for a way to bring a bit of light into their challenging lives. A year ago, life was completely different for Nathan and his wife, Denise. They had been eagerly planning a grand celebration for the arrival of their firstborn. A giraffe-shaped cake was ordered, countless educational toys were purchased, and invitations were sent out to friends with children. But fate had its own plans. Labor started unexpectedly at just 32 weeks. Nathan could still recall every single moment of that fateful night. Denise's urgent phone call from work set everything in motion. The frantic drive through the dark, empty streets to the hospital felt like a blur. Hours stretched endlessly in the emergency room as the contractions grew more intense. The doctors spoke of potential complications, but no one could predict just how dire the situation would become. In the delivery room, the air was thick with tension and anticipation, every breath holding the weight of the unknown. The rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor blended with the doctor's urgent instructions and Denise's labored breathing. After 18 grueling hours, their long-awaited son, Jesse, entered the world. His first cry was a symphony to his exhausted parents, filling them with a fleeting sense of relief. But the joy was short-lived. Nathan couldn't ignore the worried expressions on the faces of the medical staff as they moved swiftly around the room. Even before they took the newborn away, something was wrong, yet no one was eager to explain. 2 hours in the waiting room felt like an eternity. Denise was still under anesthesia when a neurosurgeon approached Nathan with a serious expression. The diagnosis sounded like a sentence of spinal cord injury due to complicated labor. The newborn's lower body was paralyzed. While the doctor discussed rehabilitation and treatments, Nathan could only think about how to tell Denise. The following months became a blur of hospital visits, bandages, specialist consultations, and evening physiotherapy sessions. Nathan struggled to balance his job at an architecture firm with hospital duties, but the hardest part was Denise's reaction. Postpartum depression, compounded by their son's condition, left her emotionally distant. She spent hours staring out the nursery window, mechanically following care routines. A psychotherapist diagnosed her with severe depression and prescribed antidepressants, which only deepened her detachment. Desperate, Nathan spent sleepless nights searching for solutions, consulting specialists, and exploring alternative therapies. That was when he stumbled upon an article about the positive impact animals can have on children with developmental disabilities. The child psychologist they were seeing supported the idea of getting a dog. Animals often become a bridge between a child and the outside world, he explained. They offer unconditional love and motivation to keep going. Denise had rejected the idea, fearing the extra responsibility, but on his son's birthday, Nathan decided to act. The city animal shelter, housed in an old brick building with a worn-out sign, greeted him with the scent of disinfectant and dog food. Dozens of eyes stared from the kennels, but one gaze stood out. In the corner of the last cage sat a small Jack Russell Terrier. While other dogs barked and jumped for attention, this one observed quietly. A unique black mark around his right eye gave him a thoughtful, almost sad expression. "This is Gerald," said Sarah, the shelter worker. "He came to us 3 months ago after his owner passed away. Surprisingly calm for his breed. Last week, he was even taken to the children's ward at a hospital. He's great with kids." Something about Gerald's calm gaze touched Nathan's heart. He spent almost an hour with the dog, observing his behavior and talking to the shelter workers. Gerald proved to be calm and perceptive, following commands easily, waiting patiently, and showing genuine interest in people. The adoption process took several hours as Nathan completed forms, an interview, and provided a recommendation from Jess's psychologist. Finally, Gerald became an official member of the Wright family. On the way home, Nathan stopped for essentials: bowls, a bed, toys, and a therapy dog leash. He also picked up a simple chocolate cake. After all, a birthday is a birthday. At home, Denise greeted him with weary apathy. "A dog, Nathan. Don't we have enough problems?" she asked, her voice heavy with irritation. But before Nathan could respond, a joyful squeal from Jess's nursery interrupted. The baby lay in his special bed, surrounded by pillows and medical equipment. Gerald, who had stayed behind Nathan until now, cautiously approached the crib. He sniffed the edge of the mattress, then gently stood on his hind legs, leaning his front paws on the railing, and softly licked the baby's hand. Jess's reaction was incredible. Usually quiet and apathetic, he burst into a happy laugh, trying to reach the soft fur of his new friend. Jess's eyes sparkled, and a wide smile spread across his face, the first genuine smile in months. Even Denise couldn't stay indifferent to the scene. She watched silently as the dog interacted carefully with the child, responding sensitively to his every movement. When Jesse began to tire, Gerald moved away from the crib and lay down nearby, resting his head on his paws but not taking his eyes off the baby. The following weeks brought the first changes. Gerald established his own daily routine, fully synchronized with Jesse's. He woke up a few minutes before it was time for the baby's medication, as if sensing the importance of the moment. During physical therapy, Gerald was always by Jess's side, attentively watching and offering comfort during painful procedures. When Jesse cried from the discomfort, Gerald would gently place his head on Jess's lap, calming him in a way no words could. 3 months later, a breakthrough occurred. While reaching for a toy Gerald held, Jesse rolled onto his stomach on his own. The therapist, astonished, noted that what months of exercises hadn't achieved happened because Jesse simply wanted to play with his dog. This success revitalized the family. Denise took a more active role in Jess's rehabilitation, enrolling in courses on therapeutic work with dogs. There, she learned techniques to engage Jesse during exercises, develop his muscles and coordination, and use his natural bond with Gerald to aid his progress. Gradually, the fog of depression began to lift, making way for cautious optimism. Nathan noticed the atmosphere at home slowly changing. The oppressive silence disappeared, replaced by the sounds of a child's laughter, the tapping of dog paws on the floor, and Denise's quiet conversations with her son. She started singing lullabies to Jesse again, just as she had dreamed of doing during her pregnancy. A true miracle unfolded on a cold November morning. Nathan was in the kitchen preparing breakfast when he heard Gerald barking, short, insistent, and unlike his usual calm demeanor. It was as if the dog was trying to say something. Alarmed, Denise hurried to the nursery with Nathan close behind. What they saw stopped them in their tracks. Jesse, gripping the special handrails along the wall, was attempting his first step. His small legs trembled with effort, but his eyes shone with determination. Nearby, Gerald stood watchfully, ready to offer his steady body for support. Denise gasped softly, covering her mouth with her hands, overwhelmed by the sight. Nathan wrapped an arm around her shoulders, feeling the lump in his throat. They watched the scene in silence, afraid to break the moment. Jesse took a small step, then another. Gerald moved along with him, perfectly matching the boy's pace. This was a turning point in their lives. After those first steps came new achievements. By his second birthday, Jesse was able to move around the house with the aid of a walker, and Gerald was always by his side, ready to assist his little friend. Doctors praised Jesse's progress as nothing short of extraordinary. Their family's journey captured the attention of the medical community, inspiring the local children's hospital to launch a groundbreaking rehabilitation program featuring specially trained therapy dogs. Nathan became an active member of a support group, dedicating himself to helping other families navigate similar challenges. Meanwhile, Denise returned to her work as a schoolteacher, taking on a new role leading special classes for children with developmental needs. Her personal journey gave her a deep understanding of the importance of compassion and support, making her especially attuned to the needs of both the children and their parents. Gerald, the small dog with the distinctive black mark around his eye, became the true hero of the Wright family. He didn't just help a little boy take his first steps, he mended the hearts of an entire family. Through his unwavering love, patience, and loyalty, Gerald proved that miracles often come in unexpected forms. The Wright family's story touched countless lives, reminding everyone that even in the darkest moments, a glimmer of hope can emerge, sometimes in the shape of a four-legged companion with gentle eyes and boundless devotion. What an incredible story! If you enjoyed this video and want to see more, don't forget to hit that like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please leave a comment below. See you in the next video.